Hey folks, this is Ironhack's short introduction to Booleans in JavaScript. As always, it's Nizar Khalife here, lead instructor in Ironhack in Miami, and I'm going to guide you through this lesson. So this is meant to be introductory. I'm assuming you have no idea what Booleans are, so it's going to be very basic. So follow along in your browser's console when we get to that part. And for instructions on how to do that, see our first of these videos, which is about numeric values in JavaScript. So today we're talking about Booleans. Well, what's a Boolean? Well, a Boolean is a fancy computer science term named after a man named George Boole. And a Boolean is basically a value that represents the truthfulness or the falsiness of something. So they're used in programming for logic. So what's logic? Well, that just means that they help us make our programs smart. And George Boole pioneered the theory behind logic in the 1800s, which is why this kind of value is named after him. So let's play around with Booleans in our console. Again, I have to have a console open here. So a Boolean is a kind of value that really only has two options. Something is either true, so true is a special kind of value in JavaScript, or something can be false. False is also a special kind of value in JavaScript. So these are the two options when we're talking about Boolean values. So something can either be true, absolutely true, or false, absolutely false. Okay. So what am I talking about when I say something? Well, you use these kinds of values to represent the truthfulness or falsehood of something that you care about in your program. And I know that's very abstract, but that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. And I think you'll see a concrete example in our interactive demo after this lesson. But there's also, we should talk about the concept of negation. So truthy and falsy, true and false are opposites. So there is a special operation in JavaScript, which is the exclamation point, which is like negation. So if I say, when I have this exclamation point, I can read it as a not. So something that's not true, or the opposite of true, well, that's false. And by the same token, the opposite of false is true. So when you say that something is not false, it's true. When you say that something is not true, it's false. Okay. Aside from that, I also should mention that you can assign, as always, Boolean values to a variable. So something like this. Then if you use my bool, it's true. And then I can reassign the value of my bool to false. And then furthermore, it will be false. Okay, so you would use a Boolean value. You would set that to a variable, and that variable would represent something in your program. So for example, you might say that your favorite food is pizza. So I'm going to say your favorite food pizza is true, which is my case. But if it was somebody else writing this program, maybe favorite food pizza would be false. Another example, I like desserts. So for my case, that would be true. So if my program cares about somebody liking desserts or not, for me, it would be true. For other people, it might be false. So the point is that our program can see these variables and then decide what to do based on them. So our program can check whether or not this person likes desserts, and maybe they might change the program based on that person's preference. And I know that's a very contrived example, but we'll see this much more concretely in the interactive demo after the lesson. So that's all I got for you in terms of Booleans. It may not be so clear in this lesson, but they are actually very important in programming. But I guess that's more of a intermediate concept. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the interactive demo, and I'll see you at the next lesson. Bye-bye.